So I'd like to welcome you to the special council meeting of December 4th, 2019. And Madam Clerk, have we met all the noticing requirements for this meeting?
Yes, Mayor.
And please call the roll.
Ms. Niedergang, Mr. Cohen,
Here.
Ms. Crum-Miller,
Here.
Mr. Quinn,
Here.
Ms. Fraga,
Here.
Mr. Williamson, Mayor Lampert.
Here. And now please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, I'd like to start the meeting by opening it up to anybody who has any comments for items other than what's on the agenda. And seeing no one, I'll close public comment and move on to the work. It's called a work session tonight, and there are two resolutions here, and we put the two of them on just because we weren't sure which way we were going to go. But I'm going to recommend to council after the meeting of the group that's been looking at this afternoon to skip over 19-359 and to have there be a motion for 19-360. And if somebody wants to move and second that, then I want to explain what we're doing here. And then we can have a discussion if we want and take a vote.
So moved.
Okay, so 19-360 has been moved and seconded. And just as a little bit of background for people watching at home, because I think everybody in the room understands what's happening, we're meeting tonight to vote on whether to accept any of the bids received today in response to an RFP for Princeton Community Energy Aggregation. So earlier this year, the council authorized the program with the goal of aggregating Princeton residents together in an effort to go out to market seeking competitive proposals for power supply that has a greater renewable energy content than the power supply provided by PSE&G and at a lower cost than PSE&G. The RFP was issued last month, seeking price offers from suppliers for power qualification stage. That process resulted in 4 competitive suppliers being qualified to submit pricing. This morning, the municipality received competitive proposals from several pre-qualified suppliers. These proposals conformed with our requirements for enhanced renewable energy content, but unfortunately, due to some of the current market conditions that worked against us, none of the price proposals received provide sufficient benefit from a price perspective when compared to the PSE&G price. The volatility of the energy market requires timely action on bids of this nature, requiring this special meeting be scheduled and convened on the same day that prices are accepted. And that's why we're not doing this on our regular Monday meeting. Because none of the price proposals received today provide sufficient cost savings, the resolution before us this evening would reject the proposals received. However, the resolution would also keep the RFP process open and allow the municipality to accept refreshed price offers from the pre-qualified suppliers at a later date, up to 120 days from today. In this way, the municipality is prepared to act quickly if and when market conditions improve to land a beneficial contract for residents. Based upon the experience of other municipalities who've gone down this road, it is not unusual for things not to work out the first time out of the gate. The process that we have established and the resolution before us this evening allows the municipality to continue its pursuit of lower cost, environmentally friendly power supply options for residents and to act quickly and efficiently when market conditions become more favorable. All right. Are there any other comments about this or questions? Nope.
Is there a presentation?
No. So the presentation we had at the last meeting
so that was
when
it.
we when we authorized this, and then once if we are successful, there will be a robust public outreach campaign explaining what this all is. It's just we've been advised just from past experiences and Gable's advice that we wait to do the public education campaign until we have more of those, we have someone lined up
Okay.
and we have
Right.
the program in place, because the situation we're in tonight, I guess, is not highly unusual, so
Okay.
you don't want to do a big public presentation and then,
Got it.
Not be able to start.
Actually, I just want to follow, I think I asked it before when this was first presented, and I just want to ask again to ensure that during public outreach, that, that any information will be available in other languages as well.
That's actually one of the requirements of the state.
you make sure that no, you have to, because I think we're recording, so you have to put the mic on. Maybe just identify yourself too, for the record.
It's Bob Chilton with Gable Associates, the energy consultant. So yes, the state of New Jersey, the Board of Public Utilities, their rules require that all of the program materials that are sent out, there are Spanish language versions available. And we work with a translation company that once we have the final documents, we provide those to the vendor, and they provide us with the Spanish language version of the
Yeah.
program documents.
And there's other language, Mandarin would also, there's
sorry?
there's other languages such as Mandarin that.
Right, I mean, we could certainly do that if it's necessary. That's not a problem.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you for clarifying.
And I just wanted to give a partial additional explanation that part of the reason we're not receiving a detailed presentation tonight is that we're trying to keep the details of the proposals received so far confidential, so as not to taint the bidding process going forward. Because
Right.
if one of the bidders were to find out what the other bidders had bid on, at this
Right.
stage, they might be able to undercut. So
I
That's-
understand. And that's something that I would ask of any provider, any of the providers. Thank you.
So any bidder is able now to submit another bid for 120 days without the knowledge of the other bidders, and council would have to meet that day, or what's the process?
So, okay, so the process is the RFP had a two-stage process. Stage one was a qualification stage. We had 4 suppliers submit all the requisite information. It was reviewed. They were deemed to be qualified. Stage 2 was pricing, which we received today. The RFP also makes provision for the contingency, such as we have today, where the initial bids are not sufficient. So the way it's set up is we have the ability to request of the pre-qualified suppliers with notice that they submit refresh pricing. We would monitor the market.
Okay.
When we see an opportunity, we would first caucus with the municipality to come up with an agreeable date for another bid, because we'd have to have another meeting. We would then advise the qualified suppliers through an addendum, and they would be advised of the date and time for the refresh pricing, which would be on the late morning of the day we scheduled for a new special meeting that evening, or a regular council meeting. The problem we've had with the aligning with a regular council meeting is your regular council meetings are on Mondays, and under local public contract law, you can't accept bids on a Monday. And most bids, it's not an issue, but because we have to award on the same day because of energy markets, we have to line it up with a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, essentially.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions or comments? All right, so the resolution has been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, resolution passes unanimously, and we will stay tuned for hopefully coming back within the next 120 days with better news. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, meeting is adjourned.